Hi guys! Welcome to week 2 of our videos. We still don't have a name, but we have coffee again, so that counts.
What are you doing?
I'm just trying to do an intro.
Oh my gosh.
Are we going with this or no?
Sure.
Okay, great. So, welcome to week 2. What is so funny?
You.
Okay. I'm not redoing this one again, so we're just gonna stick with this.
Okay.
Okay. Anyways, we still don't have a name, but we do have our coffee again, so that's fun. But we thought that today, or this week, we'd do things a little bit differently. So we kind of had a plan to just talk about what mental health means to us and just how we view that in our own lives and how we view that in people around us and in our marriage and things like that. But we thought maybe we'd do this a little bit differently and kind of structure it more. So what we did was each one of us have 3 questions that we're going to ask each other about mental health. We don't know what the questions are before we record the videos, so it'll be a surprise for both of us. Today, we're going to be showing you the clip of Cody asking me 3 questions, and on Thursday we'll come back with another video of me asking Cody 3 questions.
Yep.
So we hope you guys enjoyed last week's video. We hope you enjoy this week's video too. But we thought this one would be a little bit more laid back and fun. So we're just going to answer these questions, and then we'll just kind of go with it from there and see what happens. So it's all on you now.
I'll pull out my handy dandy little smartphone here for my notes. So the first question I have for you is describe to me what a day-to-day day looks like, living with anxiety.
That's a good question. Day to day of living with anxiety. Well, okay, if we're going back into my high school, college days of dealing with anxiety, I would say that a day to day life of that would be probably along the lines of being very restless when I sleep. I slept pretty good, but I just remember it was very hard to separate your day and then the anxiety and turning that off at night. So I remember that always being kind of a big deal for me, just having a really hard time turning that off at the end of the day, because I would just, it was very restless at night. I'd be laying there worrying about homework assignments or just other random anxiety that would be coming up for me. And it was very hard to separate that, probably because I didn't really know how. I didn't have the tools to know how to deal with that. But if we're talking about how does my day-to-day life today look with anxiety, then I would say that it looks a lot differently, because I've been doing a lot of things differently in my life in the last few years to kind of help manage that. So, for example, I started going to counseling,
You said about 2 years ago?
2 years ago?
Something like that?
Yeah, I started going 2 years ago, and it was kind of on and off. I didn't really take it seriously. I just kind of went sporadically as I felt like I needed it. It wasn't a super consistent thing for me. And then when I moved to Murfreesboro 2 years ago, I've been living here for 2 years. 2 years ago, when I settled into living on my own and living at least an hour away from any family or anything like that, that was very lonely and isolating. And I think at that point in my life, I really decided that I needed to take it seriously. So I found a counselor in the area and started going weekly. And I still go about weekly. I kind of, every now and then I'll miss a week or 2 a month, but I say I probably go about 2 to 3 times a month to see her. And through that experience, I've learned a lot of different coping skills, things that have really helped me to take the anxiety, at least not really dismiss it to the point that it doesn't exist, but more so just separate it. And being able to be more mindful of when anxiety is coming up for me and when it's starting to like take control of my life. At that point is where I have different coping skills and whatnot to manage that. I also take medicine for my anxiety. I've been taking that for a little under a year now. I think it'll be a year, maybe in July or August. I don't remember exactly when it was last year that I started taking it. But that has helped a lot as well. So that has really helped me in the process of counseling, just going through some of those different coping skills, anxiety management skills and whatnot. So counseling and anxiety medicine have really helped. But yeah, today when I deal with anxiety, I use those skills that I've learned over the last couple of years. I'm not great at that every day. Sometimes the anxiety is a little too overwhelming and you try to use your coping skills and it just doesn't work. And so sometimes days like that, I will just lay on the couch, I'll read a book, I'll take a bath, I'll do whatever I need to do to just calm myself down and get myself into a more calm state where I'm not going into a panic attack.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So does it just kind of feel like, each day, you get to remember you have anxiety? It's like, oh yeah, I have anxiety. Or is it just something that like, that's you're constantly thinking about? Or is it just kind of, blend in, like you don't even notice a difference?
I don't constantly think about it anymore. I would say today it more so blends in to the fact that I don't notice it as much unless something anxiety provoking comes up for me. So if, let's say, if something really traumatic or something that's just causing a lot of anxiety or fear or panic in my life is coming up, then I would say that it is more prevalent, and in those stages of life I do wake up thinking about it. But I would also say that I've reached a point, right now at least, where it just kind of blends in with my day. And if I feel anxiety rising in my body or in my mind or anything, I am able to step away, take a few minutes, and just kind of calm down.
So it's like a physical thing for you, because it's obviously different for everybody. Some people feel like it's like a physical thing in their heart, or
right.
Racing thoughts. So you feel like it's like a physical manifestation for you.
I would say so, because it's more, especially the side effects that come along with the anxiety. So I have a lot, if I am feeling anxiety, my stomach hurts. It doesn't matter what I eat, how long it's been since I've eaten. It doesn't matter. If I have anxiety on my mind that day, if there is anxiety like in my body or on my mind, then my stomach hurts every single time. So, and that's one of the ways that I'm able to notice, like, okay, is this anxiety starting to manifest itself to where it's taking over, or are we still able to manage it?
Yeah. So that's probably what you learned in counseling, like how to, diffuse that almost.
Yeah. It's almost like a bomb. Like, it's like ticking, and it's like, hey, if you don't do something about this pretty soon, I'm gonna like set myself off into a full-blown panic attack. So I would say 2 years ago, if you'd asked me that question, I would say I never know when a panic attack is going to come. I don't know how I'm going to handle it. I don't know what's going to cause it. I don't know how I'm going to feel. I don't know how long it's going to last, because anxiety back then for me would have lasted for weeks on end. And it would not have gone away until it just eventually fizzled out. But I would say day to day now, I have the skills that I need to at least diffuse that.
Yeah.
Like I said though, sometimes if it's something really big, it won't go away. And it just takes time for that to diffuse itself, and it just takes patience and grace with yourself. Just understanding that your body reacts to different things in different ways, and you can't expect yourself to be perfect every single time.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that brings me to my second question here.
Perfect.
So, what do you do to keep yourself mentally healthy?
Well, counseling is a big one for me. I've already mentioned that though, so I won't spend a whole lot of time there with that one. Another one is just eating right. because of the
Eating right.
Yep, because of because of the fact that I do have so many. It's funny that you laugh.
Oh no, I was just trying to be a good interviewer.
Yeah, no, eating right.
Yeah, I don't know anything about you, so you know.
Oh, sure, you're not married to me or
No.
anything. You're totally unbiased in this, right?
Oh, eating right.
I don't know if that's a good reaction or like, you
That's-
sure about that one?
That's me just trying to be a good interviewer.
Okay,
Good interviewer.
sure. No, but yeah, eating right. If I'm giving my body the food that it needs to feel good, then I will naturally feel good, and it will be easier for me to target when anxiety is coming up for me. So I love all foods though. My favorites are French fries and Chick-fil-A sandwiches. So
Talked about those French fries last week.
y'all know I love French fries. So I love all kinds of foods though, but it to me is all about a really healthy balance between eating right, unfortunately adding in exercise because I hate exercise, but it is something that is very helpful to me, and that is something that thanks to you have really opened my eyes up to that. And just really being easy on myself. Allowing myself to have bad days, I think, is a really important thing to remember when we're trying to take care of ourselves and we're trying to manage that anxiety or stress, because if you allow yourself to have this perspective that you have to be this perfect person every single day and you're not allowed to have anxiety or you're not allowed to mess up, then I think that just makes it really hard on yourself. And so for me, keeping myself healthy physically by exercising, eating right, and also keeping myself feeling good mentally by just allowing myself to remember it's okay if you wake up and you feel anxious. It's okay if something has come up and caused a heaviness in your heart or you're just feeling really down that day. Even if you don't have an exact reason for why that's happening, I think allowing yourself to have grace and remember that you're not a perfect person is something that's really important to me in keeping myself healthy and managing that. What was your exact question? I don't know if I answered it exactly. I kind of...
Well, yeah, you just asked
Okay.
what helps you, you know?
What helps me? Okay, yeah. So being easy on myself is a big one, because in the past I had I would call myself a recovering perfectionist, because in the past, if I was not perfect, if I was not in my A game every single day, I was really hard on myself. And I didn't allow myself to have bad days. If I had a bad day, it ruined everything for me. I thought, okay, well, now I've ruined it all. I've messed everything up. I'm not worthy enough for this anymore, whatever the case may be. But that also has to do with my faith and just Christianity in general and what that has done for me in my life. Knowing that I have grace every single day from Jesus allows me to recognize that I can accept that for myself too, and it's okay for me not to expect myself to be perfect every single day.
Mm-hmm. So, how has your faith helped you with anxiety?
I mean, it's been the make it or break it for me. If I do not keep my eyes fixed on Jesus, if I do not spend that time with God, even on those really crappy days, then for me, it becomes very hard to keep my eyes fixed on what's really important in life. Because I think when we read the Bible and when we are involved in Scripture, we're constantly reminded of the grace that we get to receive from Jesus every day. And because of that, we get to accept that for our own hearts. And I would say that over the past 5 years that I've been a Christian, it was not an overnight change. It has been a growth every single day and every single year. But I do find that if I'm in a season of doubt or anxiety, if I don't keep my eyes fixated on the things that are really important for me and important for my heart, then it becomes harder for me to overcome that. When I remind myself of the grace and the love that I can receive every single day, then it makes it easier to get through those hard days, because you are reminded that it's okay to have a really bad day.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So that does bring me to the last question. Is there anything you would tell your younger self?
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
How much time do we have left?
Just in regards to anxiety, or when you're supposed to take out the trash, maybe. I don't know.
If I had to pick one thing that I would tell my younger self, it would be that I would probably want to tell her that she was enough. That
Wow, that's a big beat.
that she was enough just as she was. That even though she was in the midst of confusion or doubt or frustration when it came to the anxiety, or came to just anxiety about school or whatever the case may be, I would want her to know that she was enough. That she will get through this, that there will be a day that she'll be able to look back on that and she'll be able to say, okay, that's why we experienced that. This is where we can have room to grow, and this is how we can carry that into our future.
Wow, that's really good. I think that's a really good message for yourself, or even all the younger people out there in the world, especially the women.
Well, thanks. I hope so. That's what I want. Because if you guys didn't know, or if you're watching this video and you don't know a lot about us, we are expecting our first baby.
Woo!
And so it's very exciting for us to be going through this time and just being able to grow with each other and grow as a family unit, because when we have our own little baby in this world with us, we want to make sure that those things that we wish that we would have heard, or wish that we could go back and tell ourselves, we want to be able to do that for our baby. We want to be able to be that support that our families were for us. And so it's just really important to us that we get to do this and get to share this. And yeah, so I'm excited. Any other questions, Mr. Interviewer?
I don't think so.
Okay.
We're at our limit for the time, so I'm gonna cut you off. Let's go.
Okay. Well, thanks for watching today, guys. Thursday we will have a very similar video clip of me asking Cody about 3 questions, and then I will get to be the interviewer for that round. So
Let's bring your A game.
that's right. So we hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and we will see you again on Thursday.